talk and speak about something that's not on the agenda. But one thing we could say is we could remind everyone, please reach out to us if you have any questions outside the meeting. We're happy to sit down, just give anyone of us a holler. Same thing with staff and so forth, happy to help. Okay, moving on to the consent calendar. Consent calendar groups together those items which are considered non-controversial, for which prior policy direction has been given to staff and that require only routine action by the board. The board will advise the audience that matters may be adopted in total by one motion. However, the board may, at its option or upon request of a member of the public, consider any matters separately.
I'll make a so moved that we move to accept the consent calendar.
Okay, and that's with removing number 9?
No, keep it because there's 4.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so we're keeping that. All right, we have a motion by Supervisor Stevens, second by Supervisor Baines. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegenmeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 10.
Public hearing to consider introducing an ordinance, amending the Sutter County Ordinance Code by amending sections 490-030 and 490-130 of Chapter 490 relating to walnut theft prevention, waive the full reading and direct the clerk to read the title only, and continue the item to September 8th, 2026 for adoption.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board, Lisa Herbert, your Ag Commissioner for a few more days. The item before you is, hold on, I gotta find it in really large font so I can read it without glasses. So we're asking for you to change the walnut theft prevention ordinance to simplify. Currently, the way the wording is written, which means that the department has to contact walnut growers, consult with Yuba-Sutter Farm Bureau, as well as we consult with other ag commissioners that have walnut theft prevention ordinances to come up with a date. So what will that date be for the open buying period? We are requesting at this time to simplify to be November 1st. We have about 11 years of data now that shows that November 1st is a very good date, a strong date. Yuba-Sutter Farm Bureau is here, and we have their blessing to move forward with such an ordinance to change that date. So it'd be the open buying period would be November 1st to April 30th the following year. It would be a fixed date. That is all. Unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Lisa. We're going to bring it back to our board for, well, first we're going to open up the public hearing. No discussion, close the public hearing. Bring it back for the board for discussion. I am not a farmer of trees, so I will reach out to my fellow supervisors who are and ask their opinion.
Move to approve staff's recommendation. Second.
We have a motion by Supervisor Baines, second by Supervisor Stevens. Can I get a roll call, please? I'm sorry, second by Supervisor Boone.
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegenmeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter, amending the Sutter County Ordinance Code by adopting Chapter 490, establishing requirements regarding the transportation and identification of walnut crops, establishing a walnut buying period, and preventing the theft of walnut crops in Sutter County.
All right. Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 11.
Public hearing to consider Project U26-0017, amendments to the Sutter County Zoning Code and Sutter Point Land Use and Development Code, incorporating statutory changes regarding special needs housing in the unincorporated county, countywide, applicant Sutter County, project is exempt from CEQA, special needs amendment.
Can you turn the mic on?
Luis Enrique Hernandez, Assistant Planner. Good afternoon, Chair and board members. Project U26-0017 is a county-initiated amendment to the Sutter County Zoning Code and Sutter Point Land Use Development Code, incorporating statutory changes regarding special needs housing. In August of 2021, the Board of Supervisors adopted the county's 6th cycle housing element for the 2021 and 2029 planning period. In January 2026, the State Department of Housing and Community Development requested clarification regarding the implementation of several housing element programs. Staff began preparing the necessary amendments in March of 2026. In July of 2026, the state initiated legal action against 5 cities for housing element noncompliance. Although Sutter County was not included, the action emphasizes the importance of completing our required programs. This project is the first set of zoning code amendments being presented as a part of that implementation effort. Special need housing includes affordable, stable housing, shelter option risks designed for individuals with disabilities and people experiencing or at risk of homelessness. It also addresses the housing needs for seniors, farm workers, extremely low income households, and other residents who may face barriers to obtain stable housing. Housing Element Implementation Program, H4D, requires the county to amend its development regulation in 4 primary areas. The first amendment relates to agricultural employee housing, which includes living accommodation for agricultural employees, farm workers, and their families. It is currently permitted only in agricultural zoning districts. The amendment would allow it in any zoning district where agricultural uses are permitted. The proposed amendment would make that change and provide consistency between permitted agricultural activities and the employee housing needed to support those operations. The second amendment would establish low barrier navigation centers as a new use type within the zoning code. Low barrier refers to practices that reduce unnecessary barriers to entering a shelter. A low barrier navigation center is a service-enriched shelter that provides temporary living accommodations while helping people experiencing homelessness transition into permanent housing. Program 4HD directs the county to allow these centers by right in mixed-use zones and non-residential zones where multifamily residential uses are permitted. The third amendment would revise emergency shelter parking requirements consistent with Assembly Bill 139 and Government Code Section 65583. Parking would be based off of the number of staff working at the shelter rather than the number of beds or floor area. The final amendment concerns qualifying developments that are 100% affordable and include supportive housing units. Assembly Bill 2162 requires a qualifying supportive housing to be permitted by right in zones allowing multifamily or mixed-use development. Supportive housing is currently permitted in the county's residential zones, but not in certain non-residential zones that allow multifamily uses. The amendment would add supportive housing as a permitted use in the general plan commercial zoning district and provide a streamlined approval process consistent with Government Code Section 65651. The Sutter Point Specific Plan Land Use Development Code would be amended to incorporate the same requirements, ensuring consistency with the Sutter County Zoning Code. The amendments are consistent with the General Plan Implementation of Housing Element Program H4D and bring the county's regulation into compliance with state law. The Planning Commission considered the amendments and recommended approval to the Board of Supervisors. Staff and the Planning Commission recommends that the Board of Supervisors find that Project U2617, exempt from CEQA pursuant to Section 15061, approve the proposed amendments and introduce and adopt the ordinance amending Sutter County Zoning Code and the Sutter Point Land Use Development Code, waiving its full reading. I will answer any questions that you might have at this moment.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, with that, we are going to open up the public hearing. Any public hearing? None. We're going to close it. We're going to bring it back for the board for discussion. Supervisor?
Yes. So as of right now, are we out of compliance until we adopt this new program?
We are not out of compliance, but they followed up on a couple questions that they had on how we were implementing our programs, which kickstarted us changing our zoning code to address them. So we're not out of compliance, but we still need to fulfill the promises we made in our 6th cycle housing element.
How long has this program been in effect?
2021.
2021.
It's a 2021 to 2029 program. That's the 6th cycle.
Okay, thank you very much.
The chair.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's say the Sutter Point, that gated community, is is a gated community affected by this zoning, or is that considered a special development?
So the Sutter Point specific plan would be reflective of these changes as well. They would be compliant with it if there were designations and uses that were similar to what was being proposed in the staff report, then they'd be compliant towards that as well.
So we discussed earlier about some of the planning and in fact, well, Steve's not here today, but we talked about maybe possibly putting an area in that this may come into effect, which would open us up to several grants as well off of Riego. And I just wondered if it's across the road from there. I mean, I don't want to change the plans because we may be susceptible to a whole new set of waiting again. I mean, this project has been going since 2008. Here we are 18 years later. Now we run into another set of snafus where we're going to have to change everything up again. What I wonder is if we, let's say, went across the street or right or nearby this area, would that be considered in the same development?
If the development was proposed as part of the Sutter Point specific plan?
Yeah.
So any project would be consistent. The land use development code for the Sutter Point project has its own land use development code. So anything that's being proposed as part of it would be consistent there, and there's zoning to determine that as well. So if the land has a Sutter Point specific designation on it, it'd be compliant to the land use code.
Okay, because it seems like the longer we keep waiting, the more new laws and regulations come in place, and we have to keep drawing a new map every single time. And I think that just keeps delaying this project that should have started at least 10 years ago. But thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Supervisor Bain, second by Supervisor Stevens. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegenmeyer?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Mr. Chairman, we need to have a public meeting on that, public hearing, so we need to open and close the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did open and close the public hearing, sorry. All right. So we have the roll call already been passed. Motion passes.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter amending certain sections of Chapter 1500 of the Ordinance Code incorporating statutory changes regarding special needs housing in the unincorporated county.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 12.
Public hearing to consider Project U260022, amendment to the Sutter County Zoning Code incorporating changes regarding the public notification signage process in the unincorporated county.
Good afternoon, Chair, board members. James Stevens, Assistant Director of Development Services. Here today before you with a real basic zoning amendment, so I'll try to keep this as painless as possible. The Sutter County Zoning Code Section 1500-23-060D currently requires that a public notice sign be posted on a subject property prior to deeming a land use entitlement application complete. Under the existing process, applicants who have submitted an application to the Planning Division are issued an incompleteness letter, and then they must coordinate the design, the approval, and fabrication and installation of said sign. Currently, this is what our process looks like. As you can imagine, it's not very development friendly, it's very arduous, creates confusion for applicants, and, at the end of the day, it's not very development friendly, and it causes more work for staff. The proposed changes to the ordinance would then reflect on this column on the right-hand side. We obviously streamline this process, submit an application, deem it complete, and Development Services will now install the sign. Prior to this, as you can see, we have very talented people in our county. Some of these signs were obviously created by some of our applicants, and they look very well. A lot of information, not too bad. And then we have these. Not everyone is as talented as everyone else. And as you can imagine, there's quite a bit of difference between these two signs and the previous signs before, right? So what we're trying to go for is establishing some consistency. This is very common in all of our surrounding jurisdictions and other jurisdictions that I've been a part of. this is what our new sign will look like. This was designed by our principal planner, Christina Hassman. It outlines all of the basic information, project number, development request, how to get in touch with individuals, and our phone number as well. So what we're really trying to do here is just standardize the process and make it easier for applicants, but there will be a fee associated with it. The total fee associated with that permit will now be $373, and the breakdown is as follows. $82 for the sign, $125 for the road crew to install the sign, and $166 for the 30 minutes planning staff will take to prepare, coordinate the signs, installation, and all the other administrative tasks associated with it. That is the end of my presentation, and I'm here for any questions you may have.
All right, thank you, James. We are going to open up the public comment. No public comment. Close the public comment. Bring it back for the board for discussion.
Yes, James. Is there any requirement after parcel has they've decided not to develop it or whatever that they take it down any time frame? Because I go around the county and I see them falling over and they've been there for years and I don't know what's going to be, you know. So is there any requirement for them to do that?
Yes, the sign will be removed once the project has been completed. And having that uniformity with the county doing it this way, it will make sure that those signs are removed in a much more timely and effective manner.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no discussion?
Move to approve.
First, I want to say thank you, James. I really appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. I know a few guys that love this. I think it's a great idea. It saves them time and energy having to send someone. You know, those of you watching over the last year, we rezoned a couple pieces in Highway 20 commercial industrial, and this gentleman, along with the whole team, is trying to figure out how we can get them to get in there and develop faster. But thank you. We got a
Second.
motion by Supervisor Baines, second by Supervisor Stevens. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegenmeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 13.
Excuse me, Chair, may I read the title ordinance?
Oh, sorry. Yep.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter amending certain sections of Chapter 1500 of the Ordinance Code incorporating changes regarding the public notification signage process in the unincorporated county.
Thank you, Luis Enrique Hernandez, Assistant Planner. Once again, good afternoon, Chair and members of the board. The project before you is a county-initiated request to amend portions of the Sutter County Zoning Code and Housing Code. The proposed amendments are intended to clarify existing regulations and improve consistency between code sections and streamline the county's review procedures. The proposed amendments address 4 topics: variance procedures, the definition of a dwelling unit, forestry services, and the affordable housing in lieu fees. The Planning Commission considered this project at its July 15, 2026 meeting and recommended the approval by a 4-0 vote with 2 members absent. The first amendment relates to variances and minor variance procedures. The amendment would add the word numerical to clarify the types of development standards that may be considered through a variance. It would also clarify that the Planning Commission reviews variance applications, makes recommendations, while the Board of Supervisors is the final approval authority. The required findings for an approving a variance or minor variance would remain unchanged. The Second Amendment would revise the definition of a dwelling unit by removing the current limitation of 1 kitchen per dwelling unit. Under the proposed amendment, having more than 1 kitchen would not by itself create an additional dwelling unit. This amendment would not authorize additional dwelling units beyond the density or number of otherwise permitted by the general plan, zoning code, housing code, or state law. All applicable building code, fire code, environmental health, zoning, and permitting requirements would continue to apply. The Third Amendment would add forestry to the allowed use table in Articles 5, 6, 7 of the zoning code. Forestry services would be permitted in a zoning district where agriculture is already allowed as a permitted use. This amendment would not approve a specific forestry service project. Any future proposals would remain subject to applicable development standards, permitting requirements, and environmental review. The final amendment will revise Chapter 1600 of the Housing Code. Currently, the 5% affordable housing requirement is contained in the housing element, while the in lieu fee formula was established separately by the board in a resolution number 18052. The amendment would both incorporate into the housing code and clarify the fee. 10% of the state home program max purchase price applies in lieu of each required affordable unit. The existing requirement and fee formula would not change, and collected fees would continue to be deposited into the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. The proposed amendments are consistent with the Sutter County 2030 General Plan because they improve the administration of the county's land use and housing programs without changing general plan land use designations, development standards, or public notification requirements. The project consists of regulatory text amendments and does not approve a specific development. It is exempt from CEQA pursuant to Section 15061 because of the amendments would not result in a significant environmental effect. The amendments would have no additional impact on the general fund. If adopted, the ordinance would become effective in 30 days following the adoption. Staff and the Planning Commission recommended that the Board of Supervisors find Project U260021 exempt from CEQA pursuant to Section 15061, approve the proposed amendments, and introduce and adopt the ordinance amending the Sutter County Zoning Code and Housing Code, waiving its full reading. I will answer any questions at this moment.
All right, with that, we're going to bring it back and open it up for public comment. No public comment. We'll close the public comment, bring it back for the board for discussion. Any discussion? Looking for a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Supervisor Stevens, second by Supervisor Baines. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegenmeier?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter amending certain provisions of Chapters 1500 and 1600 of the Sutter County Code relating to variance procedures, the definition of dwelling unit, forestry support, and affordable housing requirements.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 14.
Approval of a First Amendment to the agreement with Dr. Gail Newell for temporary health officer coverage, extending services through December 31st, 2026, and increasing the maximum compensation to an amount not to exceed $160,000.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board, Veronica Baumgardner, HR Director. I am here before you today to discuss the contract renewal or extension and amendment for Dr. Newell. Numerous California health and safety codes require each county to appoint a health officer responsible for enforcing state and local public health laws and protecting the health of the community. The health officer, as you know, performs numerous statutory duties, including the control of communicable diseases, insurance of public health orders when necessary, and oversight of other legally mandated public health functions under the California Health and Safety Code. I did want to point out that there are over 170 duties specifically listed in these codes pointed out for a health officer to perform specifically for our county. Following Dr. Liu's departure in the end of May 2026, Sutter County Health and Human Services entered into an agreement that was brought in front of your board for Dr. Newell to provide temporary health officer services in the amount not to exceed $70,892 for the period of June 1, 2026 through August 30th. Dr. Newell brought, with them extensive public health experience, including prior service as a health officer for San Benito and Santa Cruz counties. The county is currently preparing a recruitment for a permanent health officer, but given the anticipated recruitment and hiring timeline, additional temporary coverage is necessary to ensure the county remains in compliance with all of those legal obligations that stated above to maintain our health officer services during this recruitment process. I would like to point out that, our team has, done a lot of research getting prepared for this, and there are currently over 8 surrounding counties that are either have an interim or are recruiting for this position. So I would say, the continuity of services with extending this contract is really essential to our county. I would, this amendment, again, would extend the previous amendment, which was through August 31st to December 31st of this year, and increases the maximum compensation to $160,000, which would provide, again, for the additional 4 months while we look for the, and continue the process of getting a recruitment. I'd like to also point out that the salary for our position is, one of the lowest, or is the lowest, I'm sorry, of our comparable counties, currently 17.2% below our comparable market. With that, the salary and benefits that we've essentially been saving for not having our permanent health officer here is enough, to offset this temporary coverage. So that's kind of helping, the stopgap in between. There is no impact to the general fund, as this is funded with state and federal funding. And I'm here, as well as Sarah, for any questions.
All right, we're going to open up the public comment period. Any public comment? No.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
We have one public comment. Tony Farley.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah and Brian Bugard for hiring a temporary doctor to a permanent doctor in office. I did miss Dr. Liu. She's in Sacramento now. I hope we get a doctor from Sacramento here, hopefully, two Sacramento doctors, hopefully. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, Director, the Chief of Mental Health. I call her Chief of Mental Health. Thank you, the Hero Chief of HR, Brian Bugard, for getting an intern, it's called intern doctor, until you get a permanent doctor. Hope you get a permanent doctor from Sacramento, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Bring it back for the close the public comment period and bring it back for the board for discussion.
Yes. I understand, Veronica, we're not going to be looking at partnering with Yuba County on this upcoming.
Supervisor. Thank you, Supervisor, for the question. Sarah Eberhardt-Rios, your Health and Human Services Director. So I think what we're considering is doing a Sutter County recruitment and continuing to be in communication with Yuba County to see if we get any candidates. I don't think we've ruled out that we would do a bi-county health officer, but at this point, we're looking to put a recruitment out and see if we are able to attract any candidates.
Is this person that we have now, we're not sharing with Yuba County at all right now, are we?
That's correct. It's just Sutter County interim coverage only.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is there any other more discussion? Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Supervisor Boone, second by Supervisor Baines. Can I get a roll call, please?
Supervisor Boone.
Aye.
Supervisor Flores. Supervisor Ziegenmeier.
Aye.
Supervisor Baines.
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Approval to appoint Nicholas Oliver as interim agricultural commissioner effective September 5th, 2026.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair and Board of Supervisors. I'm Laura Granados, your Assistant County Administrator. And as Lisa Herbert mentioned earlier, she has notified the county of her retirement from Sutter County service effective September 5th, 2026. And the Sutter County Ag Commissioner position administers and enforces federal, state, and local laws and regulations at the local level to protect public health, safety, and welfare, preserve natural resources, support the agricultural industry, and protect consumers. The Ag Commissioner is also the county sealer of weights and measures. This function is essential to the county's core responsibilities and must continue without interruption while a permanent long-term solution is developed. Therefore, CAO Smith recommended that your board appoint Nicholas Oliver as interim Ag Commissioner effective September 5th, 2026. Mr. Oliver holds a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from the University of California, San Diego. He currently serves as the Assistant Ag Commissioner and has been employed with Sutter County for more than 19 years. Mr. Oliver has provided leadership in departmental budgeting, personnel administration, workplace safety, preparation of the annual financial report and annual crop report, and oversight of departmental operations. And Mr. Oliver is here and available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Laura. All right, with that, we are going to open up the public comment. No public comment, bring it back for the board for discussion. Nick, why don't you say hello to everyone? See if there's anything they left out. We've all worked with you, so we love working with you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Board, it's a big set of shoes to fill for me, but I am excited and a bit anxious to begin as interim agricultural commissioner, sealer of weights and measures. So my priority will be continuity of service, continuing the work that the department is doing and upholding the high standards as we continue our mandates of public protection, supporting agriculture, preserving the environment, and ensuring equity in the marketplace. I also look forward to working with your board and the county leadership to ensure that our work remains responsive to the board's goals and the needs of the public. And I especially look forward to leading the fantastic team that we have at the department as we do the work.
Thank you, Nick. All right, with that, we are going to bring it back for the board, looking for a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Supervisor Bain, second by Supervisor Boone. Can we get a roll call, please?
Supervisor Boone?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores? Supervisor Ziegenmeyer?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens?
Aye.
Welcome aboard. Thank you. And Laura, you're up for follow-up announcements.
Yes, we have 3 this afternoon. The Yuba-Sutter Economic Development Corporation, in partnership with Yuba-Sutter Chamber and Yuba City Downtown Business Association, are hosting an economic development workshop at the Veterans Memorial Hall tomorrow, starting at 5:30 in the afternoon. The interactive community workshop will give community members a chance to help imagine what's possible for several department opportunity areas in Sutter County and Yuba City. The second is the Sutter County Clerk Recorder's Office is hosting a Passport Day event this Saturday from 7:30 to noon at the Clerk Recorder's Office on 2nd Street. Staff will be present to help community members apply for or renew a U.S. passport. And we encourage community members planning to attend to call ahead to schedule an appointment. And the number is 530-822-7134. For those of you that are running for a pen, here it is again, 530-822-7134. And lastly, we are currently accepting nominations for the upcoming Bounty of Sutter County Business Awards Luncheon, which will be held October 2nd. This event was created as a way to recognize the outstanding businesses and organizations that help make Sutter County a great place to live, work, and do business. The award categories include the Almonte Agricultural Excellence Award, the Business Growth Award, Outstanding Service Award, and Rising Star Business Award. The deadline to submit nominations is August 31st, so there is less than a week to get those nominations in. For more information, please visit Sutter County's Facebook or Instagram pages. And that's all we have.
Thank you so much, Laura. All right, and we're going to go move into district reports. We'll start over here.
Excuse me, Chair, before we start that, we do have one public comment card on the first correspondence item. It's Tony Farley.
Okay, Tony?
It's Tony, okay? Tony Farley again. We're talking about Lakeside. For Neil, don't forget Neil. Next time, Neil, I want the information on business card information about the Sacramento people from the Lakeside. Hopefully, hook me up with some information about Sacramento people for Lakeside, because it's near Sacramento. The Sacramento airport is near Sutter Point. People from Sacramento or team with Sutter County build Sutter Point, hopefully. So hopefully, Neil, give me some Sacramento business cards from North Side, hopefully, from Sutter Point. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. All right. District reports.
Okay, first I want to extend my congratulations to our chairman. We attended the Yuba-Sutter stand down the other day, and he did a great job representing Sutter County. So I think Mike, and the whole event was very special. If anybody's ever got a chance to attend, it does a lot for our vets, and it's really something to see what that organization puts on. Second, tomorrow evening, Sheriff Barnes is having a meeting talking about public safety down at River Oaks at 6:30 p.m. if anybody wants to join us. We also have our Save or Say Love event coming September 4th. So if anybody's interested in tickets, you can talk to me or go online and find tickets out for that event. And I want to congratulate Lisa Herbert for her many years of service. And you were just an incredible ag commissioner, and really appreciate all that you've done.
Thanks, Supervisor. Moving on to Mr. Boone.
I, too, want to thank and congratulate Lisa on her retirement. Best of luck to you in your future. I'm sure that once in a while you might get that unwarranted call from Nick, but hey, it's all good. We're all work together here. Thanks again for everything.
Thank you. Supervisor Evans.
I'd like to congratulate Lisa on her retirement as well. Would like to have the county put something together, have her come back to give her some oh, you're on? All right, well, we'll see you on the 9th. Okay, all right. Just a quick announcement. They would like to announce that James Aldridge will be the District 4 representative on the Sutter County Community Actions Agency. And then I'd like to request a letter of sympathy and condolences to go out to Dan and Tanya for the passing of Tanya's father. And maybe when they get back from Cleveland, we could send an arrangement or something to the family.
Thanks, Supervisor. This past weekend, girls volleyball from Sutter High School went 5-1, lost to 10-0 U Prep in the championship in Chico State. Our Sutter Huskies flew off to Texas to play this Friday night in Texas, and it's going to be televised, so it's going to be pretty neat to get a chance to. It'll be the first game of the season for Sutter. The opponent they're playing, it'll be their second game of the season. I think it was 107 degrees when they flew in yesterday, and not too humid, but went up there to get prepared, and they get to go to the Cotton Bowl and a few other tours of a few other schools. So they did a great job of raising money. All the fans and the parents, great job to them. High school football season's here. Get out and support your local teams, whether it be Sutter, East Nick, Live Oak, River Valley, Yuba City. Have fun. Volleyball season. Flag football. If you get a chance, go out and watch some flag football. That's pretty fun. I watched the game last week, Sutter against River Valley. It's great. Go out and enjoy it. Lisa, we're definitely going to miss you, Lisa. I mean, I loved working with you over the last 8 years. You always answer your phone. I really appreciate that, because it's great having department heads, especially like Lisa, because you've been through a lot in the last 8 years in that department. But like I said, we are so much. We're an ag community. We were talking about levees just a little bit ago, and almost 70% of our land sits in a FEMA flood zone, which means, knock on wood, we're always going to be an ag zone, ag county. So which we're always lucky to have a great ag assessor like yourself, ag commissioner, that you know the rules, you know them so well. I mean, they voted you president, so literally she was, your leadership speaks volume. But congratulations on your retirement. Hope you guys travel a lot and have a great time. But other than that, we're going to close in memory of Tanya's dad, and we'll send a letter for that, and looking forward to enjoying you here the 9th of September. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And I don't think we'll see each other back until after the Labor Day weekend, I believe. So be safe. Enjoy that weekend. Have fun.
Motion to approve
we got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Boone.
Aye.
Supervisor Flores. Supervisor Zagenmeyer.
Aye.
Supervisor Baines.
Aye.
Supervisor Stevens.
Aye.
Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. No closed session at all. Thank you.
Watch on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Facebook.com/live streaming YS. YouTube.com/@ symbol Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Watch on Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Facebook.com/live streaming YS. YouTube.com/@ symbol Yuba-Sutter.LIVE. Yuba-Sutter.LIVE.
Government Watch. You can support or sponsor. Help keep the community aware with Yuba-Sutter.LIVE.